Hi, I'm Larry Tenori Jr., County Legislator from the 25th District, and I just wanted to give you a brief, quick update. I know I haven't done a video in a while, and obviously I've been rather busy. It's been a busy year. It's been an exciting year in the County Legislature, but I did want to update you now that the new year is here, and I'm very excited. Come Tuesday will be the inauguration of our next president, Barack Obama. It's pretty special to me as a younger legislator, member of the younger generation, only 29 years old, and after taking quite a bit of slack during the primary season for supporting Barack Obama, especially as a New York Democrat, it was rather fulfilling to me to see Barack Obama successful in the primary and ultimately win in what seemed to be such a landslide in the presidential election. So I think it's going to be exciting 2009 for us Democrats and for everybody, the people. We definitely need a change, and I think that's something that Republicans, Democrats, and Independents can all agree on. But here on the local level, we had an exciting year in the county legislature. Me personally, I guess my first year when I campaigned back in 2007, I said clearly on many of my brochures and direct mailers that there's only one thing I can promise, and that's that I will fight tooth and nail for the taxpayers and for the people that I represent, and that I will not forget who elected me and ultimately who my boss is, and that's the people. I feel I've done that. I think my record reflects that in my first year. Some of the statistics that I've gathered so far, I voted no to over 28 million, almost $28.2 million in what I consider to be wasteful spending, or spending that we just simply cannot afford. That $28.2 million would have ultimately equated to a 51.2% property tax decrease had my fellow legislators voted along with me. Unfortunately, what we saw was a budget with a 5.1% property tax increase. Of course, I opposed that along with 3 other colleagues of mine on the board. Unfortunately, there's 29 members of this board. What was so exciting about that was it was a bipartisan effort to stand up against the tax increase and against basically what I call the status quo. We had 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats, Ed Welch, Stephen Raffaello, Shannon Scott, and myself, all from Utica, who voted no to the county executive's budget and the proposal, which ultimately they tried to sell as a tax cut down from the original 8.9% to a 5.1%. Quite frankly, taxpayers can't afford any tax increase right now, and the cuts that were made were arbitrary in nature. So I just simply could not go for that. It was done in a fashion that was unacceptable to me. It was basically 3 men in a room, which we tend to complain often about in Albany. For this upcoming year, well, first of all, another thing that I'm proud of is I promised the people of Cornhill that I would fight for proper representation on the board and different committees and appointments, that I would not be a rubber stamp for the power structure and the power brokers. I would demand that we have a better, more diverse makeup of the boards and commissions. And one thing I've done is I've voted no to over 100 different appointments by the executive branch, and I continue to do so pretty much on a regular basis, unless it's a commission or committee that, quite frankly, doesn't affect my district or the inner city, which is what I am most concerned about. Unfortunately, that's garnered me the label of parochial. Unfortunately, I think the Republican Party, the majority party on the board, fails to understand what a representative form of government is, which is that we are elected to represent our in particular districts and the unique concerns of those districts. Otherwise, we would all be at-large county legislators. I'm proud to represent my district and the unique concerns of my district, which is the largest minority district in the county. I take a lot of pride in that, and if that's going to garner me the label of parochial, then I proudly accept that label, because I will continue to fight for the people that hired me. And that is the people of the 25th Legislative District and the people of Utica in general. That's the municipality that I represent. And it's time that Utica gets some representation. It's pretty unfortunate that the county board and the power structure right now, and county politics for that matter, is really just for lack of better terms, killing Utica. We have a chairman of the board from Rome. We have a majority leader now from Rome. We have the county executive from Rome. And my good friend Mike Hennessy, who is doing a great job, and I think he pretty much, out of all of them, definitely represents Utica's needs the best. But he likewise is from Sherrill, the western portion of the county. We lost Jimmy DeNorfio as the majority leader, who is a Republican, but Jimmy was at least from the eastern portion, from New Hartford, has a business in Utica, and Jimmy was really a class act. Unfortunately, he wasn't political enough for the Republicans, so they pretty much ran him out of there. Hopefully this will be a better year, and I think this year at 15-14 we have a great chance to take over the majority of this board. We have a lot of concerns and major issues facing Oneida County and the taxpayers and the residents. First of all, we all just learned that we had a $66 million consent order for the sewer problem, which is now estimated at $158 million, more than doubled. Goes back to whether or not at the time that was a good idea to sign that consent order. Many people would debate that, and I think I'm one of those, and I think we need to open that discussion. That's monumental and could really devastate this county more than it has been already. We have millions of dollars being wasted on economic development that just simply has not come to fruition, flawed economic development strategies and models, and we've spent, I think, quite a bit of money up at Griffiths, and we have not seen the return on that money. The taxpayers simply cannot afford it. We were in a recession facing possibly another Great Depression. We cannot afford it. Most important part of this is to understand that we have offered alternatives to the Democratic Party, our caucus, and myself. We've offered many alternatives. I've called for term limits. I've proposed Go Green legislation, some of the most progressive pieces of legislation that this board has ever seen. Unfortunately, with the Republicans controlling the majority, they get bogged down in committee. And a lot of people do not understand that process. That's something that we can change once we get this majority. And even if you're a little leery of Democrats taking the majority, I would just tell you to look at our records and understand that we have been. This is a fact, and the record reflects it. This is not my opinion. We have been the fiscal watchdogs and fiscal conservatives of Oneida County, putting forth still yet a progressive agenda. The Republicans have had their chance. They have controlled the majority on that board since since the beginning, forever. The Democrats have never had the majority. So, although we may not have all the answers or the perfect answer, I can tell you the ones that the Republicans have tried have not worked. And I think we can all agree that whatever we've been doing for the past 50 years has not worked. So this November, I think we need to send a strong message and give us at least an opportunity is what I ask you. And I think we can move this county forward. Again, like I said, this is going to be a short video. I hope to start doing many, many more and more often throughout the course of this year, but I just wanted to make sure to let you all know that I am still watching, and I do get your emails and your suggestions, and I definitely take them to the appropriate avenue, and I'm going to continue working hard for you, and I look forward to seeing everybody on the campaign trail this year. And again, I want to wish everyone a happy new year, and I look forward.